Hey you, yeah you. You are now tuned in to F.A.M.E TV.
Philly F.A.M.E. Philly F.A.M.E. Bro, I see where you going with it. Like, I see you got variety of flavors. I see, know what I mean? Like, I fuck with it. Know what I mean? On some real shit. Like,
it's an honor, you know what I mean, to be, embraced, you know what I mean, especially from a credible source, you know what I mean, like yourself. So, it's an honor, to even be on the platform and, get that love. But what's even doper is, niggas is getting the love. We moving around from state to state with it, you know what I mean? So that make it even more love, you know what I mean? Because Philly F.A.M.E TV, they always show me love, you know what I mean? Like, from the beginning, you know what I mean? Since I've been doing records with Gilly, to Nero, to Quilly, all them niggas, you feel me? So, I always appreciate that love, you know what I mean? Because when they talk about brotherly love go a different type of way. You gotta be solid in real life to get that brotherly love. You gotta be like a brother. You can't be like a sucker. You know what I mean? So that's when, that's how Philly kind of, show you that real brotherly love, because you gotta be a brother and not a sucker. You know what I mean? If you a sucker, even if you from Philly, you ain't gonna get the love. So just remember that.
Early. All right, man, let's bring him back from the beginning, know what I mean? Because, you got an interesting story on how you got to where you at right now. Like, we live from, Georgia right now, the Atlanta area, well, Stonecrest area, so it ain't too far, know what I mean? Like, so, know what I mean? But I met you back in the city, know what I mean, in Philly, know what I mean? And you was moving around, shaking, grinding, and the mix, and the, know what I mean, in the studios and all of that, know what I mean, like everybody else was at the time. And then some time passed and you had relocated down here, like you said, a couple years ago. So I want to start with your story from how you got to Philly, because when we was talking off camera, you said you was actually born in New York originally, and then you moved around to Cali, Vegas, all these different places you live. So give people that kind of story up until I met you. Like, what was your life like before that?
Yeah, so my life before that was just trying to find a way to make a way. You know what I mean? I've been through the ups and I've been through the downs, and I think that's what gives me the most diversity, you feel me? I lived in the ultimate hood, and then some period in my life I lived in the burbs, and then I went back to the hood, you feel me? So, I always went through those ups and downs, but that's the blessing, because I was able to connect with so much different type of people, and being born in the so-called, what the world would now Mecca of hip-hop, the Bronx, Castle Hill. It opened up a lot of doors where, later I was, I cooked up a crazy joint with me and Chris Rivers, I got Play O'Shea 4-5, That's
Big Pun Sound, right? Yeah,
exactly,
okay.
You see? So, that always was one of my milestones to be important to me, because that's what I was born, you know what I mean? But, throughout my life, I moved in a lot of different areas. I lived in Bridgeport, Connecticut. I lived in Biloxi, Mississippi. I lived in Willingboro, New Jersey. I lived in Vegas, you feel me? I lived in San Bernardino, LA, Los Angeles. So it's like, it's a lot of places where a nigga traveled in his life, you know what I mean? And even being located in Philly, you know what I mean? And getting that type of love opened up a lot of doors where I started working with a lot of big solidified guys in the city, which gave me that radio love to be on Power 99, you know what I mean? And hearing my music and advertisements on 103 when it was a time, you know what I mean? Doing big sold out shows at the TLA, you know what I mean? With other big artists like PNB Rock and Core, you know what I mean? So it's like, being able to share the stage with some of the great Philadelphia people and not being originally from Philly is a blessing, because some of the Philly guys is one of the nicest artists in the world, you feel me? So it's always about still sharpening still.
Facts. And like we was talking, like we briefly touched on, you down here now, on all the places you traveled, and this is one of them now, one of the joints you could throw under your belt. But you touched on, like, off camera, you was like, I moved around, not on no army base, like I wasn't an army kid, like, it was like family stuff, like your family's trying. So speak a little bit on your, like basically you saying, like, your family's basically trying to find a way, trying to find a good space for you.
It's like, everybody wants the American dream, you feel me, or at least a piece of it, you feel me? So when it comes to it, in life, if you want it bad enough, you're gonna make the sacrifices or take the risk to do it. You feel me? So with me and my family, you know, my family was never afraid to take risks. You feel me? And never afraid to go out of town and, you know, make something happen. You know what I mean? And make something greater if you think there's an opportunity out there. So, you know, going through those obstacles brought a lot of good in the light, because the good thing was it showed me perspectives at an early young age. You know what I mean? Where coming straight from the hood, straight from the projects, you know, Castle Hill, New York, you feel me? And then being blessed with a situation where then you move to Bridgeport, Connecticut, which is outside of New York, but it's still a little bit better, but it's still bad, you feel me? So then moving there and then being blessed to move in the suburbs out there. And then being able to move out there for a little bit, but then also seeing the energy that some of those people don't even want you there, you feel me? So it's like, you know, when you get this bag and you understand the pressure of the bag, you gotta also know how to move different too. You feel me? Because, you know, when you get the bag and you always in the hood and niggas ain't eating off of you or they not even listening to the game you giving them, sometimes animosity and envy comes with that as well. You feel me? But then, you know, also bringing it back to my life. Going through the ups and downs, you know, my family went through a huge financial burden right again, and then, you know, niggas went right back to the hood, but then, you know, niggas moved out down south, you know what I mean? And just moving down south gave me a whole different type of perspective of just how people carry themselves, how they move around and everything. So it was a culture shock, you know what I mean? Being, you know, at a teenage age and living on the East Coast and then going down south, you feel me? And then from that age, then going to, you know what I mean, LA and being out there, and then going out in Vegas, being out there, you notice a lot of different perspectives, and that's how I carry with my music and my personality, so I can interact with the bosses of bosses, you feel me? And that's how, you know, I'm blessed to be able to secure so much different partnerships with a lot of different major brands as well.
All right, and we're gonna definitely get to that, but before we do, I want you to speak on, well, I asked you off camera, like, what was the decision or the things that went into the decision to relocate for good? Like, yo, I'm a move from here and I'm gonna come down to the A area and I'm gonna stay down here and I'm gonna build from here. Like, what was
you know, as I spoke a little bit earlier, you know, I felt like I work with a lot of the solidified people in the Philadelphia area, you know what I mean? And I did perform on all the stages, you know what I mean? And I've been on all the radio stations with my music being played at some point in time. And I felt like I accomplished all the solidified milestones, but me being able to see what the world is about at an earlier age, you know what I mean, gave me a perspective that there's way more things to offer than just one region, you know what I mean? And, you know, I made that sacrifice by just looking at my other peers around me, you know what I mean? Peeping Lil Uzi, you know, move around, you know, start messing with DJ Drama out, you know, down the Mean Street, seeing Meek Mill, move around with Charlie Mack, you feel me, or at an early age in the game, you know what I mean? Seeing, you know, P&B Rock, you know what I mean, move around, you know what I mean? And, you know, seeing all the people from the city move around and, you know, some of my peers, and I'm like, yo, if I make that same decision, I already know I'm gonna get the same results or more, you feel me? So I've been blessed, you know what I mean, to be able to not only accomplish major milestones, but be able to keep 100% of my own shit. And what nigga can say they can do that?
Right. So now let's get to what you've been doing since you've been down here, because you've been down here for the past couple years. You know, I've been following you on the ground. I've been saying, you know, you're leveling up, different stuff you've been doing. So speak a little bit on, you know, some of the things you've been accomplishing since you've been down here.
Well, you know, I've been blessed to have, you know, good people early in the game to help me get one of my first milestones that I feel real proud about is, you know, being able to hit the Amazon charts, you know what I mean, the top 50, you know what I mean? And I had real dope artists on my project, from Ace Hood to 8 Gang Garci to Big Ooh to a lot of people, man, a lot of real dope people. And, you know, that helped me be able to create a platform, and from that platform, I've been able to accomplish a lot more, from partnerships with Reebok to having partnerships with hip hop since 1987, but been since one of the first, bloggers to show me that love, you know what I mean, from the Philly area, to having partnerships with Rippin' Energy Drink, Vita Flow, Rap Plug, a lot of partnerships. But having those partnerships also put me, in a position to crack charts, you know what I mean? And we cracked that Apple Music charts, top 20 in the US and top 5 in Canada, you feel me? And you can look up the dates, look up the Press Spicy EP, man, that joint went whamming. And we got millions of streams off of that, and we always expanding. Lyrical Lemonade named me the artist of the week on that shit for my Spicy. So, and I did that from the muscle, you know what I mean? No major brand, no major funding, just me from the muscle, having my real core supporters that tap in with me day to day, you know what I mean? And I appreciate them the most because they give me the power to have the voice that I have now today.
Right. Got you. Alright, so on that note, for the people that's tuned in that's not really familiar with you and your music and your videos and all the stuff you've been doing, just give them a brief rundown about your content and stuff that you got out and let them know where they can go check it out at.
Griffy online, Griffy online, Griffy online, Griffy on motherfucking line. We on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouPorn, Christian Mingles, Meet Black Peoples, everything. Griffy online. You check out the wave. We even got the new Griffy drip that I'm about to announce real quick online. We got anxiety shirts. We got all of that. And Anxiety, my most recent single, we dropped 2 months ago, and we got over 600,000 streams. It just turned 600, it was just 500 a couple days ago. You know what I mean? I'm doing this all independently, so to be able to accomplish those type of things with no team around me as far as any type of behind the scenes, we just got real relationships with the bosses that make me feel blessed to be able to accomplish that with my supporters. You tune in right now. Yeah.
Right. And before we get out of here, bro, I want you to touch on one more thing. You know what I mean? Like, I want you to share a message for the people. Like I said, we bumped into each other in the city, and you was grinding in the city with all different artists, so you know how it is in the city. And being as though you lived all these different places, and you've been down here for the last couple years, and you seen how the industry shit is down here with different artists and all that. What's a message you can share for the people up top? I mean, as far as the music shit and some of the stuff you learned and some of the stuff you came across that you can share with them. Know what I mean?
The dream is not only yours. I said the dream is not only yours. So if you find yourself being discouraged and thinking, why it's not me? Or why I can't be in this? Or why I'm not in that position? Just remember, the dream is not only yours. So if you focus on not only your dream, but willing to help another person's dream, if they got the right mindset, they're gonna help you 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 times fold. Just remember that. Whoa!
And on that note, man, till next time, we signing out, because it's definitely going to be a next time, because I'm coming back down here, and I mean, we're going to do some more shit, update the people, I mean, so till next time, we signing out, I mean.
Y'all, Griffy Online.
Philly F.A.M.E TV, early.